Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
They're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line, though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now, though, for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's up to second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry!
Welcome along to the Beer League, everybody, presented by JP Broadcasting Network. As the drivers are going to be getting ready for the third round of the season here at the Summit Point, I am become commentary team there of Dean Biggles and Ewan O'Leary. And for really quickly before we get into our qualifying session shootout there, Chris, the league manager, would you like to give us a bit of a brief cap of what the Beer League's all about?
Biggles, first off, we are so happy you guys are here covering the Beer League. It is absolute chaos in this league, but I tell you what, we got 40-something drivers. I don't know how many are going to show up tonight, but the whole concept of the league is it's a fun place to unwind from the work week, get out, drink some beer, race some race cars, and not have to worry about any repercussions of hitting anything. It's fantastic. You get points for where you finish. You get points for how many beers you drink. There's no damage on the cars. We all run fixed setups. You got to pit. There's random yellow flags. It's chaos. But you know what? I've been on iRacing since 2007. It is by far the most fun I have ever had on this game. So I'm so excited you guys are covering it. I love going back and watching the coverage at the end. Yeah, there you go.
So you got this qualifying shootout at the moment. So you just mentioned really quickly two laps that drivers are going to have.
Yeah, so it's a short track, right? Summit Point is a modified layout. It's only like 1.5 miles long. So we're doing heats tonight, which means we get 2 laps solo qualifying to kind of set us into a grid. But then we run 3 heats. So we split the field into 3 groups. We run 3 laps each, which is bad on these cars because the tires are frozen the whole time. They never heat up. And then depending on where you finish in the heats, it staggers us into the main race, which is 50 minutes starting right after the 3rd heat. So these heats are going to be fast, furious. We're going to be banging on each other. I can't wait, man. I'm excited.
Excellent. And how do you feel you're going to hang on there, Chris? That's still a practice session at the moment. You're the second fastest in the Hyundai. You'll have the Hondas and the Audis for the touring cars. Yeah, how do you think you're going to pan out in this one?
You know, I don't know. Some of these cars are, the Hondas are strong here. Austin's got a good lap on there. I think the track's warming up. It's actually really, really hot right now. So we're going to see. I don't know. I mean, part of the fun of these leagues is we don't really practice a whole lot. We just show up and drive. So I think I did about 5 or 6 laps in practice. By the time we get about halfway through the race, we'll probably have it figured out by then. But I'm just going to my goal is always just kind of stay near the front, get the pit stop strategy right. It burned me last week a little bit, but try to get up there and be there at the end when it matters, But you got to be strategic about it. 'Cause you got to drink beer at the same time. So
yeah, you do.
If I don't go for an overtake, you've probably got one hand on the wheel, one hand on a beer. So
Yeah, that's almost a requirement, isn't it? And on top of it, you're going to have a guaranteed pace car, safety car at least some point during the race, or 2 maybe. So don't venture too far down the road, otherwise you're going to be backed up there. Ewan, any questions for Chris before we let him go? He has to go qualifying now.
No, not really from my side. Just looking forward to watching it. 'Cause I've not been here before, so looking forward to watching it and getting underway in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, make sure you got your popcorn. It's pure chaos, man. It's going to be fun. Look forward to watching you guys later. Thanks for it.
Thank you very much. That was Chris Hannington. I'll get his name right at some point. Practice is going to be finishing up. Welcome everybody in the chat, of course. Graham was first out there. I was second. And Eric, Eric from Formula 1 League, which is chatting earlier. G'day, Eric. I know it's a little bit different. These cars are a little bit slower, the touring cars, and tracks you don't see in Formula 1. But trust me, the Beer League is a lot of fun in iRacing, of course. And Agway out there says, hi, Chris. So, well, Ewan, welcome along, of course, to the Beer League. This is your first week of casting. You'll be a regular casting the Beer League with me, my friend. You said you're looking forward to this. I certainly am.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to it. It's great to do something a little bit more light-hearted and less serious than sometimes we do. Obviously, we broadcast a lot on JPB, but a lot of it's serious stuff, and it's nice to take a step back time and again from that a little bit and do something a little bit more light-hearted. So seems like a great community and a great idea as well. Because as Chris said. Just have a bit of fun with no repercussions, basically. And there really are no repercussions because there's literally no damage in sim either. So there's not there's not even virtual repercussions. There's just absolutely almost no rules. It's just about having fun, which is great.
Yeah, they have a tangle every once in a while, but generally most people, there's no intentional bumper cars. There's not a wreck fest. It's just a wrong place, wrong time. Some of the drivers even pull off to the side of the track there and just down a couple of brews while they watch people cruise on by for fun. Eric out there says he hasn't touched iRacing. And Eric, just to let you know, my friend, on the JP Broadcasting Network, you can also check in the YouTube. Currently at the same time, there is a Formula One league on. It's an iRacing Formula One league, but I know that Formula One's right up your alley. And that is with the Lightspeed Racing League. So, yeah, I know that you like Formula One. They're the W12s, not the W13s. I think the drivers aren't too bold and brave to touch the W13s yet. Take a bit of work. But, yeah, so I know you're interested in that, Formula One leagues that you broadcast, but the iRacing Formula One, it's just a different kettle of fish, mate. It's very, very challenging and difficult. Doesn't have quite the popularity because of that very reason. But make sure you tune in and enjoy that one. We're on a flying lap of Nathan at the moment. Now, Ewan, I'm going to put you on the spotlight because I always do to the co-casters with me. You want to give me a hot lap around Summit Point?
Yeah, we certainly will as Nathan Cookingham comes through final corner right now and in towards the first turn. In a couple of moments, he's just going to miss the final apex here. I think he's going to ruin our onboard lap here in a couple of moments. Just takes a trip through the gravel. I hope he carries on because he'll need one. That off track means that it won't count. So we'll have a bit of an earlier hairpin to this one. Normally you go right down to the bottom there,
yeah,
but this time not.
Choose somebody else for us, mate. Because
we've fully ruined his lap, I'm afraid.
I'm just trying to see because there are currently a lot of drivers in here at the moment, so there'll be a lot of names. You have to bear with me. I think we're on board with Alex. I'm going to try to find the boss man, but I'm just going to go through these names here.
Alex Duarte seems to be doing all right for the
right.
moment. So in towards turn one, this is an earlier hairpin than you'd normally see. It's very narrow as well, a bit of a rise and a fall. And then what would normally be a very high commitment corner here at turn 3, but instead we're just going straight across it and towards turn 4 and down towards a more technical section. A little bit slidey and a little bit difficult, but the front wheel drive, you shouldn't be stepping out too much. And as Chris just mentioned to us, really cold tyres on this car as well. There's basically no time to warm it up for a 1 minute lap time like this one. So we're, a good second away from where we were in practice right now. Getting through this little awkward section, which is not too technical really. 7, 8 and then through 9, where you're just waiting to get on the power. The understeer taking you right out to the curb and the grass on the outside line. Through the penultimate turn and then into the final one as well, which is high speed and really unideal in one of these cars, to be honest, because they don't really have the downforce for that kind of thing. Although we're out over the line for Duarte, and it's not a bad lap at all here in this qualifying session. That should be his session over with though, because you only get 2 laps.
Yeah, exactly. As the other drivers have started to put some times in, 29 of them currently have put some times in, and about 7 and change, I should have put some times in, exactly like Graham here at the moment. He's going to be throwing some. It's actually fantastic. They do a wheel, just to let everybody know in the chat there, Eric and everybody else tuning in. They basically spin a wheel to just dictate what tracks they're going to do and what time of the day and racing and all these sort of conditions that they do for the format. They were originally going to do a nighttime race, but we kind of like overrid that rule a little bit because the one thing is, as you know, if the tracks aren't illuminated with regular lighting on the track, you can't see anything but headlights and tail lights. And that's the problem you're going to miss, is that these fantastic liveries that all these drivers have put so much creativity into. So it's good that we are going to go the night daytime racing so that we can see those liveries. Otherwise, once again, you're just going to see headlights, aren't you?
You say that. In qualifying, we do indeed have the light. However, Chris's message to us yesterday said that the race is in the dark as well. So that's not apparent to us right now. But apparently the race is in the dark. So I don't know whether he means literally the race itself or this session as well, which is clearly not in the dark. But I'm not entirely sure. It's a bit of a mystery for the moment. But that's the end of qualifying. And Heat 1 will be starting pretty soon.
Yeah, exactly. I went to pull up those names you can see on the moment because they go through very, very quickly with our different heats. So we have 12 drivers in each of these heats. They're going to be split up. And just to recap everybody once again there, before we get started, Ewan, about the positions that you finish in the heat. They will stop. There'll be a rolling start this time around, I believe, so it'll give us a little bit of time. But Ewan,
Yeah, be a rolling start, so we'll see them get underway here in a couple of moments' time. But it will be Eric Ronenberg who will be on the front here in the little bit confusingly splits heats. Alex Duarte will be with him up there, along with Brooks Clayton. Adam Klein will be on the front, on the second row there as well. You can see in the sort of white and light blue multicoloured livery on the right hand side. Who else have we got? I think
Klein.
Ken Ray.
Ken Ray next down the line there. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah.
Then
Then we've got Brian LeBlanc and all sorts.
Yeah, we'll see if we can go through the drivers there quick so you can look at those liveries there. You're going to get used to a lot of these. There's Joshua, there's Matthew. They're moving around here. If you get hungry, there's a Burger King livery there of Dylan, Graham. At the back there, and Alex, the final one for the Pepto. He's already had a bit of a spin, mate. We're not even there yet, but all right. Starting under a pace car, I believe that the management have elected to do that, so we actually get a chance to go through the grid a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of caught us off guard last week, my friend, because there's just so much to go through very, very quickly. Try and help everybody catch up.
Makes it very difficult when we've got standing start. Rolling start gives us a bit of a chance, but I think it's Cofford in the background there, by the way, just unwilling to go on the tarmac completely. By the looks of things, Alex Cofford just at the back, just wants to ride around in the grass for whatever reason.
Yeah, you're right. And that one is having fun. It's a beer league, mate. He's probably got a couple of beers all frothed up and ready to go at the back there, or he's just sitting there just waiting for everybody to take each other out in the first corner and just zip on by. You never know.
Well, it's not impossible. The turn one here is really narrow, even narrower than it is at the full layout. And very tight as well, so it very well could happen. It's only a 3-lap heat as well, so it is going to be a moment of madness, really.
That's what we love here at the B League. Still competitive, of course. And here we go. Over to you, Ewan, for the race start.
Well, yeah, let's see in the first heat of the night then, with Eric Ronenberg getting us underway from the front row on the inside line. Rolling start, of course, in these touring cars, so we are underway in towards turn number 1. Duarte weaving around a little bit in the second place to try and hold on to that position, but it's Clayton down the inside. Brooks Clayton, all very nice and calm through the opening turn. In fact, the opening 4 drivers getting themselves single file side by side for 5th place, but it was a relatively clean start in the top half. Not so much in the background. There's been a couple of incidents.
Yep. See if we get a replay of that one in a little bit. But so it's keeping an eye on this very, very close battle that's brewing up here between Ken Ray and Brian LeBlanc. I am the Biggles butcher of names.
Side by side between them. LeBlanc on the inside line, and still holding there through this little awkward section. Nice racing between these two, but LeBlanc will get it, although not quite. So onto the grass, it will probably lose 2 places now.
To keep it off the grass. Yes, he does. Further up, Alex is looking to mount and challenge the lead of this race there on Ronberg.
He's unfortunately looking over his shoulder though, more than challenging the leader. It's Klein right round the outside and straight up into second place. It was a very nice pass into turn 1 actually.
GoPro cam that's sticking out the side of the car. That gives us an idea on the rear view at the back there, looking over Adam's car at Alex that's just behind there. So this is the moment I think Joshua Keefe had a little bit of an earlier moment. There was the collision at the back there you mentioned between those cars, but hey, they got more racing to go. This is just the first heat.
Yeah, of course, no damage here, which helps. But and that will especially help during the race as well. But yeah, you can still have incidents, as we've seen. Coming up towards the end of the penultimate lap now, and on to the final one. Looks like Eric Ronenberg is going to take the heat here, and of course the heat winner from heat 1 will be on pole position for the race itself.
There it is. Goes by just like that. Very, very quick lap. Drivers will make their way across as Barney waving that flag.
Very spaced out.
We're more lap to go, of course. That's the white flag, mate. Not over yet.
Yeah, white flag. Ronenberg with not too long to go now. A couple of seconds ahead of Klein as well. Should be absolutely fine. Duarte and Clayton both in there battling for second place. But looks like they're going to stay where they are. So Ronenberg will be on the first position for the race. Klein will be 4th. Duarte should be 7th. And then it gets more complicated. Clayton will be 10th, as far as I'm aware. And then when you get down towards the back, you really will be quite a long way back at the start of this race, unfortunately.
Gainers and losers as well on that one. So missed Adam Klein getting those 2 positions, as well as some of the other drivers in their P78 and so forth. And there it is. Check flag. That goes by so quick once again.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh dear. And then everyone goes for the jump afterwards.
Into the
Yeah. Wrap themselves around a tree at the end of it.
They have a nice little tango at the end, mate.
Yeah, so that's a celebration, I suppose, of some sorts for Ronenberg, who will be on the pole, as I mentioned.
Absolutely. Can't really show too much action at the moment because the drivers are on track.
Well, we're still waiting for 1 or 2 of them to come over the line. Coffard being the last of them. I think he's well, I can't remember if that's the Burger King car or not, but anyway, it's done now. Everyone's over the line.
Yep.
And very, very quickly, Heat 2 will be also getting underway.
There you go, my friend, if you look at that one real quick.
Yeah, here's the results in Eric Ronenberg with 1.7 seconds over Adam Klein in Heat 1. Alex Duarte 3rd ahead of Brooks Clayton. Ken Rains are the top 5. Brian LeBlanc 6th. Josh Freed. Matthew Dupois, something like that. Apologies to him. Joshua Keefe and Graham Gordon inside the top 10. Alex Coffard 11th, and Dylan Verlinger finishing a lap down even in a race as short as that. Was obviously involved in that lap 1 incident. Hopefully we'll see a little bit less of in this second heat that has the likes of Chris Hannigan at the front, Jason Murray alongside. We've also got Austin Tucker on the front row, or on the second row I should say, with Jason Lee as well on that second row. Oh dear, oh this is awkward. Everybody just smashed into the back of each other off the line there.
Yeah. Trying to get a little bit of exposure there for all the drivers that'll be in this heat race. Morgan Otto had a lot of off-track adventures there for the John Deere machine last week. It was a lot of fun. At the start, he was definitely a bit of a camera hog per se, but picked it up towards the end. So it's having some fun.
We did hear before the round from Chris off camera that or off air that people like Giovanni Romano are going to be starting towards the back and purposefully trying to make their way through the order during the race just for a bit of fun. Romano is actually, I've commentated on Romano in when he's really at 100%, and he is a very strong driver on his day, really strong. So expect him to go well, but I'm not sure whether he's going to try and start working his way through the field now in the heat, or whether he's going to intentionally finish last to try and have the most amount of overtakes to do in the race. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? Second heat is underway currently at the moment. 3 laps spread out, a very, very short track here at the summit point. And as soon as those pace car peels in, the lights go out, we're going to have some more action-packed racing with these other 12 gladiators. Brave souls, per se, more than anything in the B League. Anyway, over to you, Ewan.
Yeah, the race winner of this one, the heat winner, will be on the outside of the front row, and Chris Hannigan making sure that it's going to be him. That's a very early jump from him, even before the final turn, making sure that he's away from the rest, and it will all stack them up in the midfield by the looks of things. A lot of movement around in there. Hannigan, oh dear, that was late on the brakes. Oh my goodness, Jason Lee was that off the road in a very big way. This is a bit more of a messy start than we saw in the first heat. Jason Lee well off the road and has teleported back to pit lane, which tends to happen quite a lot around this circuit.
Yeah, surprising he did. Doesn't really have to, because you got instant repairs. Really, your car's going to be fixed.
It was a automatic car racing one, which is the point. He didn't tow himself, but
okay.
when you end up in the trees, it just does that to you, unfortunately.
I did not know that. Oh, you learn something new every day. I've been casting iRacing for over a year. Oh well. So you bid it too hard, you're in trouble.
Well, in certain places, certainly. Oh dear. somebody off there. I think it was Otto you were mentioning. Oh dear, and he is off again there.
Yeah, it is Otto. We'll see if we can get back in a minute and have a look at this. Just don't want to miss any of the minimal amount of overtaking times that you're going to have here.
Romano already up to 7th from the back of the order in this first or second heat. Right on the back of Joshua Kuhn, just in front there.
It's going to be whether or not this man, he said that Giovanni, is going to be really pushing to get past here. Second lap done. We'll be on the penultimate lap soon. Final lap. So it goes by so quickly. When do you think the overtaking opportunities would be? It's very hard to say, isn't it? Such a short track, but especially.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as going to be quite as formulaic as that in a series like this. But generally, I guess it would be down towards turn 1. But even that is a really short run towards turn 1, to be honest. Here we might be able to see it here. Romano will be closing on the 2 in front dramatically as a result of the battling, although just has to slow up a little bit. But here's the best opportunity, I would say, down in towards turn number 1. It's fairly narrow though, as you can see. It goes from you can see the lanes almost 2 lanes in towards a little bit narrower than that. Although it does have the road markings and it's not quite as wide as the rest of the circuit there, so it's pretty difficult to overtake. Really, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, well, exactly too. That was mentioned earlier about the tyres. They take forever to get up to temperature in the touring cars. Of course, in a 3-lap sprint out, you're not going to have too much time. Well, Chris that was speaking to us earlier about that very thing in the McDonald's livery. He doesn't seem to have too problems getting the temperature on the tyres at the moment, with a 2.7 second gap already in just 3 laps. So he's going to be one to look out for as a contender come the official race later on. Going to cross the line right now and secure the deal on this one.
He'll go across the line on the grass as well, by the looks of things.
Boom.
Why not?
Gets
and
it
there
on,
goes Romano.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he had an incident there, Romano, or whether he intentionally just dropped down anyway to give himself a bit more work to do in the last part of in the actual race. But there may have been an incident.
Just like that, they cross the line. It's just been weird while it doesn't show me the... Oh, there he is. Oh. It's very hard to actually see some of these drivers because they come across the line so fast that the camera can't catch them.
And that will just about be it for Heat 2. Yes, it is indeed. So there are the second lot of results. Chris Hannigan will be on the outside of the front row. Austin Tucker will be 5th. Rodney Flores will be 7th, 8th, etc. James Hardwick and Blaine Rudzaki will be inside the top 5 for that one. Chase Ellis 6th. Tanner Klein just behind his 7th for Jason Murray. Then Morgan Otto and Joshua Kuhn in the top 10. Giovanni Romano 11th and Jason Lee 12th after finding himself off down here towards turn number 1.
These heats go by so quickly, but I think it's quite a new format that they've done since the second round here as well, Dan. Ewan, because of the fact that it really, it gives drivers kind of a little bit more racing without having 40-something cars on the track at once. James, last week when we were talking about it, saying, he wasn't really sure if he liked the format, but I honestly think it's not bad at all because it's chaotic to look at all 46 drivers in a sprint race like this so quickly. So it gives everybody, at least there's 11 at the moment in this. Usually we have 12, so give or take, of course, because this is the last heat race. Should be the last heat race.
I do like this format the 3 heats to set the grid because, as I say, it gives everyone a little bit more racing without so many cars on the circuit. But the main justification that Chris gave to us yesterday was just the fact that this was such a short circuit. I'm not entirely sure that this series is going to use this format every week, but if it's a really small circuit like this one, then maybe it'd be a good idea to have this format, and I'm not against it.
Welcome along to the Beer Racing League, of course, where you are promoted to have to drink and drive in the virtual world. And if they're underage, some of the drivers are and stuff like that, well, of course they can have any beverage that they want as long as they consume some sort of beverage. Welcome along. Here we go. Ewan.
let's get underway with Corey Barrett on the inside line of the front row. Todd Mado just alongside, and a very long wait as well, as they all bump each other. Goodness me, over the line there. It's going to be Barrett in towards turn 1 fairly comfortably, and loads down the inside. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a messy start this is. Oh, and vaulting across the grass bank goes one of them as well. Well, out of the 3 starts, that was certainly the messiest. Well, not so bad for Corey Barrett, I suppose. Takes the lead, but behind it was a bit of a mess.
They're going to be gunning, aren't you? Risking for the biscuit a little bit more in the heat race, because you know you can gain some other positions for your qualifying. If not, well, you've got nothing to lose. It's not for points at this point. This is for position, and yeah, of course. Tell you what, it's also a bit of a dress rehearsal, isn't it, Ewan, for what will be coming up for the feature race, of course, as to what not to do under the cold tyre temperatures from a race start.
Yeah, what to do and what not to do. It's certainly going to be, well, a few drivers learning that in those moments. Tomadol goes very wide through the final corner. That was not intentional. Excuse me, it's Flick, wasn't it? Actually,
Flick, yeah.
Christopher Flick. Yeah, apologies. So he drops down to 6th place.
Yeah.
Lots of food-inspired liveries, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it tormented James last week, mate. You know how much James loves talking about food in his casting. He couldn't bear it. He's like McDonald's, there's Wendy's, there's... it's this. What's Jeremy there driving there? He's got the Reese's. There's, oh, mate, yeah. There's a burger on top of one of the cars as well, too. A picture of a burger. So it drives him nuts. I think that's he's obviously casting the Lightspeed Racing League at the moment. I don't think he could handle a whole season of the beer league.
Well, to be fair, it's for me and James anyway. It's not a particularly ideal time to be eating these kind of foods at this time, so that helps.
Oh, he does a McDonald's run early in the morning, so doesn't he? Lap 2,
Not this early
about
in the
to be the lap 3 coming up soon. You can see on your track map at the moment, there's your start-finish line coming up now. So there's the white flag, the bunny's waving, and there's a run for the lead here as well.
Yeah, Castro on the outside line. Oh, he's going to run out of space there very quickly. Spoke about how narrow it is down there at turn 1. You're going to find yourself on the grass very quickly, but Jeremy Castro looks like, maybe there will be a challenge here for the winner of Heat 3, and this, of course, would get him inside of the 2nd row to start the main race. Oh, dear. Very late on the brakes and very wide down at turn 5.
Yeah, can't afford to make a little mistake there, but then again, he's still good positions guaranteed. This is going to guarantee a little bit more, as you said, on the front rows, per se, of the main race.
He'll be 6th by the looks of it.
Not many corners to go, my friend. Just one right now. Bit of a sweeping corner. Can't make too many mistakes here unless you go right out wide, but most of the drivers have been able to handle that quite well, and there it is. So, Mr. Corey Barrett will take the heat race win.
Yeah, Corey Barrett with the... And everyone's going to go over the jump, aren't they, here into the tree. Literally everybody.
Hey!
Is anybody not going to, is the question I want to know. Oh, goodness me, Tyler Oh, well, somebody made it a bit further into the field, further on. Let's see, Nathan Cookingham will also go upwards, and, well, he got quite some metres into the air there. That was quite impressive, but...
I like the one down Conrod Straight in, of course, Bathurst. Yes, here we go, my friend.
I would argue this one's more spectacular, actually. Sorry to burst your Bathurst bubble there, but anyway. Corey Barrett taking the win in Heat 3, ahead of Jeremy Castro. Jay DeVries in the 3rd place, ahead of Christopher Flick. Zach Garrow inside the top 5 there, with Todd Mado in 6th place. Tyler Carlton was 7th, and Dustin Gervais and
I'll have to hide
all
that
of the others
because we got to go through
behind. Yeah, we're going to have an absolutely huge grid here to go through. We'll go through some of them. Eric Ronenberg on the front row with Chris Hannigan. Corey Barrett, having just won that 30, will be 3rd ahead of Adam Klein. Then it'll be Austin Tucker and Jeremy Castro on row 3. Alex Duarte will be with Rodney Flores. Jay DeVries and Brooks Clayton will be inside the top 10. James Harwick and Christopher Flick inside the top 12. And that's just the first third of the field.
I think that's about it for the grid that we can go through. Oh, maybe we get next page here. Sorry. Apologies. We got time.
We can have a little look. Yeah, Cam Ray will be 13th, ahead of Blank Ruzaki. Zach Garrow and Brian LeBlanc on 8th row. Chase Ellis with Tom Madol, Josh Freed and Tanner Klein inside the top 20. Tyler Carlton and Mathieu Depuce with Jason Murray and Justin Dudveis in the top 2/3 of this field. 34 cars have gotten underway. Not sure about Mike Young, whether he's going to actually get underway for the race itself, but if he does, he'll be starting from pit lane. Yes, so other than that,
100 laps.
Yeah, 34.
Mate, 100 laps.
That can't be true.
What? What can't be true, sir?
The fact is, it can't be true. It's 100 laps. It's a 50-minute race. I'd imagine it will change when we
it's
when
going
we
to
start.
guesstimate that, isn't it? We'll show the session time countdown rather than the laps more than anything.
Oh, there we are. Yeah. So
It's
well, I think. Well, it's not guesstimate. It's a very It's a very generous estimate of what they might be able to do, because they would only be able to achieve that with sub 30-second lap times, which I can't see happening.
And safety cars and all that sort of jazz. A safety car guaranteed.
And more likely than not, the second safety car as well.
I'd say so, wouldn't you? But it is random.
It is random, so we'll. I'm told 75% chance, so you never know. But here we are, picture race, 50 minutes coming up in the beer league. Summit Point, the venue, and well, what are we going to see towards turn one here on this occasion? Because Eric Runenberg in control of the field, he makes them wait a very long time, which has stacked everybody up greatly in towards turn number one. The top few are going to be all right, I think, but when we get further down, it could be a little bit of a mess. Let's see. I think for the most part, that was very clean, actually. I'll say that. Not spoken too soon.
There was a little bit of a moment at the back, but we'll go back and show that in a little bit, the replays. Just want to see if there's any action. Obviously, it always is action at the start of the race. Need to get the temperature up into those tyres. Exactly what Chris had mentioned before. Said they're extremely difficult. There's Wendy's. I think I saw Wendy's before too, as you're talking about all the food.
Yeah, you can just see them. Oh, side by side for 13th is that? It is indeed. And it was Christopher Flick in the Wendy's car that was really close to Ruzaki, who's held on to that place. Now everybody behind is catching up. All of a sudden, now that we've got the heat out of the way, all of a sudden feels very busy. Now that we've got about 3 times the amount of cars we had before, as Ken Ray's off at the final corner.
Got the field to the action, back into the corner there. So that's Rodney going a little bit too deep and losing possibly a position or two. As Jay's just on the outside of him, right next to him. There's Jay.
Will be inside to 9th place. Should get that one anyway. Oh, well done actually on the outside line from Flores there to hold on to that place. That was very impressive to do that. You don't often see someone getting around the outside at that corner.
What's happened here currently at the moment to the Waffle House?
Oh, more food. There's the waffles.
Yeah. Here's a little bit of a moment, I think, from tapping back further back here. This is Graham, and there's a little bit of a lock-up, and I guess there's a little bit of a tangle. There's your Burger King, so there's another one. Oh, there it is.
Oh dear, this was a stack-up.
It's not too bad, really, the other day. That's just to be expected. A bit more bumping and grinding. Durex, of course, has got all the right protection on that car. You know, the Huns are going to come thick and fast in the beer league.
Yes. It's out through turn one for Brian LeBlanc, having gotten up into 12th place, or might just be holding on to that place as well. He's made up 4 places so far, in fact, in this one. Not quite the biggest mover. That will come a little bit further down in the order. Yeah, there's just action everywhere, isn't there? There is literally side by side almost any way you can look here.
Yeah. And a short track too, even when they're going to start spreading out. They're going to be probably getting some nice lap cars here. Soon-ish.
You can see the top right, the track map in the top right. We're not too close to lap cars, but really nobody's had any crashes yet to really lose them a lot of time. So when that does start to happen a little bit more, then there will certainly be lap traffic, yeah.
Let's have a look at the race start here. So, we'll go back to this. This is the very start. Now, this is cool. I'm saying Eric had a crash, but I don't think that's actually. I have to go a little bit further back because it's counting the pace car as the green flag, which is not, obviously.
And I guess people hitting each other here on the start line is counted as crashes.
This is probably one of the earlier moments here from Zach. Might just see up the road there.
Not sure we're even underway yet.
No, we're not underway yet.
But no, they're just hitting each other on the formation lap, that's all.
Yeah. Is it still in the formation lap here? Very difficult to get the green flag proper.
Yeah, a bit of fighting with Irish in the minute. A little bit.
Well, they had a little bit of moment at the start of the race here. I don't know, we'll have to go back to the live thing. Can't really see too much. I think they're just bunching up. Back to live action, and this battle between these two drivers.
Yeah, Jeremy Castro down into towards the top 5. Flashing the lights, not sure what at.
Just to say, have a drink.
I don't know where you'd be able to have a chance to have a drink around here, to be honest with you.
I'd be surprised you see the drivers pull off for a little bit in one of the turns later rather than swing one down.
Well, I was going to ask you about this actually, Biggles. Maybe this is just a problem with me. However, I would find over the course of a 50-minute race, the biggest problem I would have is needing the toilet.
Yes.
So how do you negotiate that?
Skill, practice. Practice makes perfect, I guess. That would be very, very difficult, actually. That's a good question. We have to ask the drivers about that one. Get some of the drivers in for
I would be dying.
Yeah, I remember when I've been to Oktoberfest 3 times, actually, in my life. And, they get very, very busy, of course, in the beer halls. You need to go to the bathroom, of course, where you're down tons and tons and tons of stones.
Sounds quite painful to me. As Roddy Flores just loses a couple of places. It's a nice dive. Josh Freed it was, making the dive.
It's relatively cool, calm and collected, I would have to say. It has been for the first couple of races, but we haven't seen a massive, massive pile-ups.
No, well, we don't want to see pile-ups, really.
No.
It's nice to see good racing. I mean, we've got plenty of good racing at the moment as well. Long train from 11th downwards at the moment. Is Alex? Oh no, it's just a connection problem. Yeah, long train from 11th downwards, from 17th downwards as well, and this train as well from 24th downwards. There's a lot going on around the circuit.
This is Alex, and somebody mentioned that in the chat there. Thank you for clarifying that one. I keep forgetting. He's a salmon vodka machine. Right there.
Salmon or salmon?
Salmon vodka.
Not pronouncing the L in salmon, please. Salmon coloured car. But we were also hearing that he intentionally puts himself at the back so that he can have a bit of fun in the race. Like Romano, who just set the fastest lap and is in 16th now. Up 16 as well, already made his way, well, up 17 now.
He's got that job
made his way through half of the field, there he is.
Another place there, Gate. There for Giovanni? Right, sure. I think Graham had a little bit of a moment back earlier. For the 255 machine.
I get a little bit worried when I see these replays and no one's really around him.
Well, just going straight on. There's
just a bit too late on the brakes.
I think he just wanted to stay away from that one.
Wanted to take the full layout, which is runs right the way down towards the bottom end of the circuit, a lot further than we have the turn 1 here.
What was that? It just went completely wide.
No idea, really.
Very hard to see. 40... I think it's overtaking at the moment. He's setting up the inside. 35 actually drivers this evening. Had to move some of my screen around so I could see all these driver names.
I think Ruzaki is falling through the order a little bit. 4 places lost so far. Weiss just having got through, up 7, as you can see on the left-hand side. You don't need me to tell you. Oh dear, that's wide though for Weiss. Well held.
Absolutely.
They've created an almighty battle now, whether they wanted to or not.
What was that cost him? It was Christopher going to sneak up at the inside here for the Wendy's machine.
He is.
We all know there's a flying pink machine in the background as well. Wants to be a part of this party. That's Alex. I think we'll just ride on the front there of Alex and just have a look at his perspective, because that'll give us a Alaska distillery bird's eye view.
I wonder how many points you get for vodka consumption.
Jeez. I don't
That's gotta
know.
be more
41
points.
minutes of doing vodka shots. I'm not quite sure. Ooh.
That's got to be more points.
Yeah.
As far as I can see,
You'll be lucky to
Coffard
see
now.
the checkered flag doing that. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, you will. Coffard's going to get through into 20th place there. Nice bit of driving actually, to take advantage of the view in front of him. And it is hard work picking your way through the order, to be honest. In this way. Oh no!
That's Otto.
Otto, that is. Yeah.
Now, he had excursion last week. I mean, of course, it's John Deere.
No.
He needs to mow the lawns every once in a while. He has some fun doing it. And but then again, I wouldn't blame Otto on that one. Looks like he got tapped from behind.
He was certainly assisted. Wow, that was assisted
Said
as well.
Rodney, so we'll see what happened. No, this is another minute, actually.
This is different. This could be with
Yeah.
Giovanni Romano, maybe. Oh no! Flores.
Too deep on that one. And then back in there.
Just,
This is the moment there of Otto. We'll see if he did get tapped. Yeah, he did.
did just about.
So that's...
And it was, I think Flick in the Wendy's car also got slightly clipped as well. But thankfully no damage for Otto, because there is no damage.
Yeah. It is for a split second or so.
Yes. Oh no, that's Hardwick, I think, off the road.
Yep, it is
and Flores nearly repeating his mistake.
It's Hardwick's rear view here. That side. Pick a side, any side. Every side's a winner. Here at the beer league.
The camera angles that aren't possible in real life.
Well, you can stick your hand out the window of a GoPro, maybe.
Oh, that's not going to pass health and safety, I wouldn't imagine.
A beer league wouldn't pass health and safety.
That is very true. None of this is to be tried at home, by the way. Not in the real world, anyway.
Comes Ken.
But, on your
Key.
sim, why not?
Ken Ray. I think we did elected that to be a Ray, as in similar to the, you said last week, the Star Wars character.
I'm not very well versed on that Star Wars, but it was May the 4th about a week ago,
Yep.
so there you are. That's my contribution to that conversation.
Something about the Sith too, as well. Another date. Well, I'm gonna have to change the combination box there. You want to, get your Star Wars references up.
So,
Mandatory requirement.
It's been a very long time since I watched one of those films.
Well, you haven't seen it.
I wouldn't be able to tell you which ones I've seen, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, well, you've seen something. Oh, that's fine. I see you've seen a Star Wars movie or series.
I am.
Anyway, in the
seen
chat,
A.
everybody's a bit quiet in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Don't be shy. Ewan doesn't bite much.
Not often.
How's this panning out, my friend? 38 minutes. Expect to see some pit stops? Yeah, I mean, it takes so long to get those tyres up to temperature. Not sure you want him to be really getting into the pit road there and changing them.
Well, yeah. You're not gonna change tyres, but you will definitely need fuel, because as Chris said to us earlier on, that the fuel is very limited, so you'll probably have to make 2 stops, maybe just the one, depending on safety car savings, as you said earlier on. But we are, of course, still waiting for the first one of the day. We're nearly quarter of an hour in now, so we're getting through quite a bit of this race now without an early safety car, which I think is a good thing. And that has meant that we're now almost into lap traffic, as you can see.
Yeah, they're going to come into play. The track map's going to get very, very dotty. Dot your I's and cross your T's here at the summit point short, as we're riding on board with Chris that was speaking to us a little bit earlier about that. And you can see that lap traffic coming into play. He's stuck up behind Eric Ronenberg there, the Audi. Remember, there's only 3 manufacturers here in the touring cars. No Nissan Skyline, unfortunately, which is mine. That goes in the GT3 class more than anything. They don't even use that in iRacing.
Flores just dropping down the order a little bit there, but yeah, this race is about to get very difficult for these 2 leaders.
There's a moment from Klein, Tanner.
going to get dived here from
Yeah,
distance you
I think
wouldn't
you called
believe.
this
I
one,
think.
Ewan, didn't you?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, he's actually just like, let him on by there. It's actually backed off. a
Yeah,
little.
he did.
He's probably like, reached out and grabbed a drink there for a second. He's like, all right, mate, go for it. Okay. I got more priorities to do. I gotta reach out there and get a cold one. And there you go.
Dear,
That's
oh dear.
Mathis. Matthew did the same thing. Reached out for a cold one, the Canadian driver, and just parked on the side there. Come back on the track. You all right, mate? Good to see you another day.
no idea what access road he's found there.
It'd be like Kimi Räikkönen, wasn't it, in Brazil or something? So I'm trying to find some access. Like, guys, where's the track? It's stuck in some road, had to reverse. Look at this great battle going on at the man there, Ewan.
Wow, that was very close. Corey Barrett it was, who's prevailed and moves up to 6th place. He's won the 3rd heat of the day, but he's dropped down a couple of places. But yeah, that was a very good battle between the two of them. And in the end, De Vries is going to have to try again at some other point. Fly's really dropping down, isn't he?
Yeah, struggling right now, I think, after the off-track excursion, or maybe those beers are starting to kick in. Who knows?
That's the kind of thing I'd love to know, really. Just how much of an effect. Because I've actually never tried drinking and sim racing at the same time.
Well, it's actually some. I said this before for the 3rd time now. Is that you'd be surprised? Some of the drivers actually start performing a lot better during the race when they have a couple. We're not talking about having a few here. We're not talking about getting absolute going to a what do you call it, like a party, when you see those American movies and stuff like that, when everybody's, I can't remember what it's called, graduation party or some of that, when everybody's getting absolutely hammered underneath the beer kegs, taking shots. Nothing like that. Talking about drinking in moderation. They do it right. It's it used to happen too a lot. If you get pool halls and snooker halls and stuff like that too, people having some drinks. Even darts as well. It's one of those drinking games.
I can believe it.
People tend to do okay. There's a limit. There's an absolute limit of too much too far. That's the reason, of course, why it's dangerous on the roads, because everybody has different limits, and you don't want to have that.
No, definitely not.
Track excursion.
Definitely not to be done in real life.
Chris has visited. Yeah, absolutely not. We do not condone that at all. Chris is in pit road as by that cameraman. There is a couple of drivers in pit road right now.
Yeah, early. It's only 15 minutes in, and I'm not sure. Yeah, he must be just doing something on strategy, really. Something a little bit different.
Yeah, maybe need a drink. He goes to that McDonald's drive-thru and picks us up. And once again, next time you want to get an order in for another pit stop, you might make another pit stop under another safety car that will be no doubt coming. Yeah, you want to make sure you put your order in, right? So out there in the chat, put your order in, please, or what you'd like Chris to pick up from the McDonald's drive-thru here, Summit Point.
I think the breakfast menu's on again for me now.
Yeah, breakfast
Maybe
menu, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Just
I don't know where.
let us know. We'll relay that to team radio down to Chris. And look at this action here. We might have to get a chopper cam to even see all that action.
This is fantastic. I think lap cars involved and whatever. But yeah, very close. And Giovanni Romano having a fantastic run through the field. 6th place now. Clayton looking down the inside and brakes too late. Oh, be careful.
Yeah.
I don't know how they avoided contact there. That was remarkable.
You can't miss the Brooks's car, can you?
No, definitely not. And Clayton very nearly didn't miss Romano's car, which would have been the problem in towards turn 1.
You'll have to go back to some more action here as well too. So this is the one with the hamburger on top of the roof there that was teasing James last week. That's Mr. Ken.
Yeah, Ken Ray.
He's really,
More pit
really
stops.
struggling on
Ranenberg
Joshua.
and Castro. Yeah, more pit stops out front. So lots
It's
going
Shake
on.
Shack.
Yeah, it's another.
Oh,
Yeah, there we are.
you have them
That
in the
makes
UK?
sense.
Very popular.
I don't think I've ever seen one before. No.
Yeah. I think this is this is maybe what we're seeing before this accident. It's ended up turning into an accident, so I think somebody's gone old spinneroo here. Unless that contact
He's
was
going
just
to crab the
counted.
grass.
Yeah, there it is. Ooh, actually, it's like thank you. Oh,
Oh!
yeah. Thanks to both the drivers. So A, they saved him from going off track. B, they saved him from going off track the other way. So that's team effort here at the Beer Racing League.
Yeah,
Love to see
team
that.
effort to keep them on the road.
Yeah.
Worked out quite well in the end.
Because it doesn't matter if you get a little ding on the side, does it? Because it's all repaired
No.
automatically. So here we go. So the The vodka machine, the pink machine. I love that pink and it's just it's just a combination of colours, pink and green. From Alex.
It's quite a livery.
Can't miss it on the track, that's for sure.
No, you can't. We're very much in the midst of pit stops now, though.
Yep.
We've seen Ronenberg in.
They're all coming in
Hannigan
now.
has been in. Yeah, it looks like they're reaching their limit, really. Took it. Ah, and there's the safety car. That's very interesting timing.
Oh, it just came out?
Just came out now.
Oh, to get this cameraman get a focus on here. God, it's a... Get the focus, cameraman!
So Ronenberg, he will just get in the lead. Tucker will get into second. Klein will get into third. And Hannigan's going to lose out most. Chris Hannigan's going to lose out most from this. Drop down to 5th place from second, where he was running previously.
Boxed that little bit lap too early, didn't he, on the safety car?
Well, yeah, I guess it was partly that that made that the case. But really, it means that I doubt anyone will actually pit under this safety car now, because everybody's just made the pit stop anyway, so I don't really see the point.
You're 100% right, my friend.
Well, that is against the rules. So
Ron out there says, no! No, Mikey, no. It's not fair, Mikey.
How much overtaking is happening under this safety car?
Yeah, that's true,
there
actually. I
any
see a
rules?
ton of stuff going on back here.
Yeah, what is going on here? Clayton was running very well earlier on as well, well inside the top 10, but it's 20th now. Just got overtaken under the safety car.
It's deer in the headlights for these drivers, my friend. Is Alex getting overtaken as well?
And the vodka car slowing down.
Yeah, powered by vodka. Salmon vodka.
Is he out of fuel, is he? I don't know.
Huh.
Could be. Might need a push into pit lane here by someone. If he could just get that. I think that's what he's getting from Romano, is it?
I think it might
That's why
be.
there's so much overtaking happening.
Yeah, it
There
could
we
be
are.
out of gas.
Yeah, he just got pushed into pit lane.
Yep.
This lad needs to keep going though. We're just in front of him because otherwise Kaffar's going to run out of fuel before he gets into his pit box.
I don't know why it's blurry, the pit lane. I do apologise about that. It's not very usual. We'll talk to that cameraman later on. I think that cameraman's had too many beers, mate.
What? So how has Ronenberg lost the lead under the safety car as well, is what I would like to know.
That's true.
I'm not entirely sure on the ins and outs of the RSN safety car, to be fair, especially on the road.
Just wondering, so just have a look at 1,000 million reports that have come in here at the moment. It's Ronenberg, right? Oh, people are crashing tooth and nail on the safety car too, my friend. That's to be expected.
Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, so
John
that's what I
Murray.
would describe as an overtake. That's definitely an overtake. So I don't know quite what the rules are, if I'm honest with you, but anyway, it seems like everyone else knows what they're doing.
See, well, currently at the moment, Austin Tucker is leading this race.
I'm not sure how he's managed that, if I'm honest with you. I couldn't tell you how he's managed that at all.
So who's, just real quick there, the driver you wanted me to go back and have a look at? Because I got to search for this stuff.
I cannot remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. It's so much action. It's great. But Eric is still in that comfortable position, P2. Now, he's been hovering around that the whole time. Eric, this might give us a second. What if the safety car lights are on? So, will the safety car stay out for another lap? Be the question. It will?
It will be one more lap at least,
Okay,
yeah.
fantastic. Well, that'll give us a second at least and change to go over the championship results there. You wouldn't like to read that out to us?
Ah,
please?
yes. Before we go any further, since Austin Tucker's gotten into the lead of this race, it seems fitting. In the lead of the championship at the moment, only 2 points ahead of Chris Hannigan and Eric Ronenberg. Giovanni Romano's in 4th, only 6 points away. Tyler Agostino is 5th, although I don't think I've seen him today. Jake De Vries inside the top 6. Evan Campbell not here as far as I'm aware.
Sorry, I had
up
to cut
there
you off
as
on that
well.
one. The safety car might be
It's all right.
peeling in. Lights are off. Or did I do
Yeah,
that
it's
too
got
soon?
quite some time remaining.
Oh, no,
yeah.
I did some.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate. I'm going to bring it up. I was just testing to see if
That's
you're
all
paying
right.
attention.
That's all right.
Go ahead.
Evan Campbell. Yeah, I haven't seen Evan Campbell today, nor Carl Smith. Brian LeBlanc ninth out of Jason Lee inside the top 10. Does look like they're filing up double file, by the way, for this restart, which I wasn't expecting to see. But it's basically like having the start of the race all over again, isn't it? Really? Oh dear. Just see in the background someone having issues there. Ken Ray might have been one of them.
We'll switch over to the next page.
Yeah, loads of drivers. Safety car will be coming in a bit in a moment. So,
all right.
Yeah, we'll
go over. If we get another safety car, of course, we will show you the team standings. But for now, we're going to focus back on the action. And there's a message out there from Ron about that real situation. So, anyone at the pit lane when the safety car comes out might have to drop to the back. I can explain what happened before, for some of the drivers at least.
Might have to drop. Well, that's interesting. Still doesn't quite explain to me how Tucker got to the front, but anyway, hope people at home understand more than we do, which is often the case, to be fair. Oh no, the safety car is going to stay out for one more lap by the looks of things. I thought I saw the lights off on top of the safety car as well as you, but clearly we did not.
We'll see. We'll keep it because it is coming down the main straightaway. You can see the start-finish line on the track map, so it could peel in.
Well, it's gone past the pit lane now, so it's not going to be...
So he could do it. Well, you never know. He could do a bit of a crazy jump and... Hey, look, lights are off now.
Well, they are now, but I feel like we were in this situation last lap.
Yes.
It's optimal chance to get on board some more fluids.
So I think that the safety... Yeah, it's true. I think the teams are on the radio going, yeah, safety car, stay out one more lap, please. We need to quickly run to the bathroom. We need to quickly... Can't really run to the bathroom, can you? There is no AI mode to drive your car.
No.
Or at least grab a refreshment. Everybody's bunching up. There was a lot of crashes underneath the safety car just before there because they're bunching up and not catching the safety car at drastic speed. We've seen that last week. Real quick then, you haven't got much time, my friend, but what I'm going to do is show the team standings.
Ah yes, let's have a look at the team standings just quickly. It will be quick as well. The Diabetics just at the front ahead of Pit Crew Pirates. Local, I don't know what some of these team names, where some of these have come from, by the way. Local Yuckles in third, ahead of High Spirits. Family Planning fifth. Spork Sports, which is a bit of a mouthful. Snack Attack in seventh, and Children of the Corn Liquor, which is yeah, I don't know what any of those team names mean, but anyway, there's the order of them in the team standings, as we're hopefully not going to be... yes, the pace car does pull in, and we will be underway this time. Thankfully, with Austin Tucker on the inside, Eric Ronenberg on the outside, it's pretty much halfway in this race, and it's almost like starting all over again in the beer league.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun, isn't it? Gives everybody a chance. Here we go, racing again. Green, green, green.
Tucker with a nice start, climbing up to second place ahead of Ronenberg through turn one, and just feel like this race, has all of a sudden got quite serious at the front because those four are really battling hard with each other. Hannigan, great move on the outside, and Ronenberg is just going backwards on this restart.
Absolutely. Tucker got a good launch, so we'll help him out. There's Jay. Pushing these touring cars around this track as fast as possible they can. They're keeping out of the fence, out of the trees. I haven't seen massive accidents. I'll get a replay of some of those restarts.
We will after the race, I can tell you that for free.
Yeah.
Save them for later.
Here's Jeremy for a position.
Yeah, Jeremy Castro just getting passed by Brian LeBlanc in towards turn one. Top 10 getting away from the rest just a little bit here. Feel very strung out already on this restart, not quite like it was at the start. Staying a bit close together. Yeah.
So, back in this race restart. Just hope it's not Otto that's coming to play here. A race restart.
Might well have been. See, this looks a lot further back, and he's been
Ooh.
absolutely pile drive there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Dear, oh dear. Oh goodness.
Oh,
Did
he
it all
got
get very messy?
completely off the racing line, that one. Come back in, flicker. Back to live action. And somebody's had an off-track moment. There it is right there, James.
James Hardwick off the road at the penultimate corner, that is.
Went to reach for his beer, unfortunately couldn't quite get time and off track.
Hoping that was going to save him from that moment, unfortunately. Clayton with a good move on the outside line towards 17th place there, and that allowed James Freed through as well. Giovanni Romano back on these guys again. Not sure what took him so long in the pit stops, by the way, Giovanni Romano.
Yeah, what's going on, my friend? You're letting the Canadians down.
Well, he's made 3 stops so far, so something's been going on with him. But clearly just enjoys going to the back of the field and coming back through again. And you can't blame him, really, when you're as quick as he is.
The old Wendy's machine.
He's been involved in it today, really, hasn't he? Oh, that was... that's going to get him a penalty, probably. That
Get out of the way.
a real shovel move.
What's happened here to up the top of the business end here? Jerry Ronnie's gone off track a little bit. Oh, that's not too bad, I guess. A massive off track.
Oh, yeah, when... Oh, there's the contact.
Yeah.
Everybody...
It's pushing Chris around, who is in the lead of the race currently at the moment. No, my apologies, he's not. Got so much there. Austin's still leading there.
Yes. He's 3rd place at the moment. So, yeah, it was Adam Klein really just went a little bit wide through the final corner, and then Hannigan went a little bit wide, and Ronenberg trying to push harder than the two of them in front, went even wider, ended up in the grass, and then maybe had a bit of that on his tyres as he got into the back of the driver in front, just in towards turn 1. But yeah, as I said, it just feels a little bit more serious now at the front of this race, as opposed to earlier on, where it kind of felt like, well, it doesn't really matter, there's going to be another safety car later, we'll get another chance later, but now it feels like, it's really on now, the last 20 minutes.
We'll stay on board currently at the moment there with Eric, and as you can see the battle up the road there, Ewan, while I quickly get a drink. It'll take me less than a pit stop.
And, that's the idea of the league, so there we are. But, yeah, good battle for 2nd place. Klein just in front of Hannigan. We're watching on board with Eric Ronenberg, who's got front row tickets to this one. He's just less than 20 minutes remaining into this sort of technical section, but it's not overly difficult. It's quite suited to these cars, really. It's only when you get to this corner at the penultimate and final turns where you really start to feel the understeer, and where I'd start to get annoyed, because I'm not a fan of front wheel drive particularly, I've got to be honest with you. But it provides good racing.
Actually,
not front wheel drive.
Ooh. Was that going off? Is that Jay? Oh, I think it was Eric.
No, it was Ronenberg, yeah. Oh, down the inside from Hannigan in towards turn 1. Oh, that's quite a move. Contacts. Neither of them wanted to give that up, really.
No. You don't yield as a racing driver further back in the field here. Drivers that are not yielding, Ken and Dustin de Vos. Is it Dustin de Vos?
Yeah. Oh dear, it's still been going on the front,
still going at the front, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. Trying to show the action everywhere, so we're not just focusing on every single driver that's up the top, because of the B League. We want to focus on everybody we possibly can.
Yeah, so much side by side though that we can't really catch it all. So yeah, Klein has now been as Hannigan comes in. Yeah, so this is what I mean about the restricted fuel. We really are restricted. Can't go very long at all. I mean, normally if you let a TCR run on full capacity for, at the top level, it will go for more than an hour and a half. So we're really limited here, really limited.
Yeah. And you never know, chances of another pace car is a possibility.
And if it came out now, it really would be a dash to the end. Well, at any point from now to the end, it would be a real short green flag run to the finish, as Giovanni Romano's got off the road at the first corner, I think. As he's falling down the order again. Oh dear. Oh.
Just checking the gearbox. It's all good, mate.
And there's the safety car.
Ooh, there it is. He called it. Yellow flag. Todd has it a moment before. This could be the reason why the safety car was called. Actually, no, it's a random thing. But what's happened to Todd? Todd
We'll
McDowell?
just say it was called for this.
Yeah, let's just script it. Just gone too deep
Bit
into
of
the corner
realism.
there. I think he's done that a few
Definitely
times there, Todd, and that was the moment here. I believe you were talking about maybe caused the concertina effect as the car spinning off there, the Durex machine again.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, so somewhere else around the circuit at this point, Romano was off the road. And he's dropped down to 22nd place now, but...
This is where it is.
So,
well, it was actually a little bit earlier.
This is him getting back on.
Yep, here it is. Oh, he must have done it
he's had
earlier
a
as
really
well,
long
too, mate.
accident.
Yeah, he has, actually. This is further up then. Let's see if we can get it. No! I had to scroll even further.
Has he forgotten which circuit we're doing here? He's heading down towards regular turn 1 here.
No, I can't find it, actually. He's had so many off tracks. So, why would Austin go in here? Think he's got enough gas to
pit
go
lane's
in the
not
end?
open yet. Pit lane's not open yet, so
okay.
it will be now, and there will be a lot of people down pit lane. Trying to find... Chris Hannigan's in 13th place. He just made that pit stop, and this safety car, while the first safety car was timed badly for him, relatively, the second one was timed utterly perfectly, honestly. So everybody else will come in now for their final stops, you'd imagine. And, well, no, not everyone. So some will come in for their final stops right now. Others will stay out, but those who have pitted just before this safety car, like Hannigan, are in absolute dreamland, really.
The car's bunched up as they start to catch the safety car. And that's just going to be little bang, bang, bang. Yeah, little bumper cars. That happens, isn't it? So they're approaching at different speeds. Tons of people in the pit road right now. Tons and tons and tons. Literally would be a ton to count.
This is just on replay at the moment. Those who have been into the pit lane. First of those to have made 2 stops then. It's Jay De Vries in front of Chris Hannigan, actually. Top Madol there. So those guys in 5th, 6th and 7th, we know can make it to the end of the race. The top 4 there, because as we were saying earlier on, you might be able to stretch it on just 1 stop. So maybe that's what those top 4 are thinking.
Very interesting. At least this gives a bit of a breather for the drivers to grab a beer or a brew. The Baileys or Baileys. Dear Austin Tucker. I do apologize that this track, unfortunately, my friend, with all the fantastic cameras and everything and all those gizmos that we have here at the JP Broadcasting Network, just unfortunately for Summit Point, mate, it just doesn't have the right stuff. You know, like the saw down in the pit lane, we can't really get great pit lane coverage, cameras. We'll try to sort that out in the future.
Not such a well-used circuit, to be fair, so I'm not particularly surprised by that. As I think, oh goodness! Now I do understand what's happening here. This is the cars not on the lead lap passing by. Is it?
No, maybe. I'm just having a look at a little bit of a kerfuffling moment. Oh, that's
oh
high
my
speed
goodness!
coming
Who is
into that.
And what are they doing? Oh dear!
Yeah, that's when you got your hand off the steering wheel for a second and you realize you get a drink and you're like, oh. You still got feet pedals. And plowing into the back of some of the drivers. Quite sure who that was specifically. Was that Kyle?
I think it could have been him.
Yeah.
Whoever this is coming through at the minute. It's not... yeah, I don't know, actually. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah. Yeah, bear with every... I think by the time we get to the end of the season, we might start eventually knowing who's who and what's what.
And what's happening sometimes as well. We might just about be able to understand.
Yeah, but the beauty of it, of course, we heard that from Chris. It's a chill lead. It's not, it's not like we're missing action for a serious, absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's allowed to have fun. Yeah, and it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. And Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
for
Trying to
leader
find a
on
bit
the
of
inside
empty
line.
track is going to be the interesting point at this point, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't think you're going to get it really in the last 10 minutes. It's all about battling now to the ends. I'm very, very interested to see whether the likes of Tucker, Ronenberg, LeBlanc and Carlton can make it to the end of the race, because they've only made one stop so far. And if they do need to make one more, then I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
This is looking back from Tucker at LeBlanc, who's just behind. And then you've got De Vries and Hannigan just in behind, the first of those who we know can make it to the end of the race.
See, even the blimp camera's not good enough. Gotta go higher, blimp.
It's trees. There's not much we can do about them.
Yeah, we can cut them down. We get this in the game, of course. All right. Now the pace car's peeled in, and guess what? Green, 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 go again there. Biggles and Ewan in the casting booth here. Round 3. Going.
Took a very long time for Austin Tucker to get going there, but he finally does. Ronenberg tried in towards turn 1. Tucker goes a little bit wide, and now the racing really is on. I said the intensity had picked up on that first restart. Well, it's about to be even more so during this one. This is very interesting indeed. In towards the slow hairpin. Ronenberg protecting the inside. Hannigan down the inside of Carlton. That's a nice move.
Fortunately, none of us have crashed at the back there. Unfortunately, it might be involving this driver as well, who is not even in the game at the moment. There it is. So this is the race to restart for the second time actually. There's your I don't know where to go moment into turn 1 for everybody.
Oh no,
I can't blame Morgan on that one. Morgan just had nowhere to go.
No, I think he's been involved in a lot of things that haven't been his fault today.
Poor Morgan. It's all right.
Yeah.
9 minutes to
side by
change.
side for the lead here.
Yeah.
Very close to being so. Anyway, outside line for Brian LeBlanc. Tucker on the inside, protecting that place. Ronenberg protecting his position as well. This is very interesting. 9.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, are they running on vapors, as you'd mentioned? Interesting. Let's go back to Jay. Let's have a look at Jay's perspective. You can see those front runners, the top 3. He can smell, they can taste the champagne, right? You can almost taste it right there.
I think he'll be on the podium at the end of the day. If I'm honest. I think so.
Yeah, well, mate, you've casted 100 million races in the past, so I'm pretty sure if you don't know, nobody's going to know.
You're not far wrong. It feels like it sometimes. But no, I think he'll be there along with the likes of Hannigan. And I think that Romano will be there as well, though he made his stop. Oh, sorry, he made his last stop on lap 21, which is quite a long time ago now. So we don't have a lap counter on our screen because it's a timed race, but that's a long time ago. You have to take my word for it. So I'm not
I
sure
can show you
he's
those
going to
lap
make it to
counters
the
if
end.
you want to see them anyway, just to get an idea.
Well, De Vries is there. We are lap 35. You see, it's quite some time. So yeah, De Vries makes his way down the inside of LeBlanc, and he's through now into the podium places, as promised.
You're right. Yeah, that's a commentating blessing on that one.
Well, let's not count chickens just yet. Side by side for the lead with Tucker and Ronenberg. Tucker will hold on there. Hannigan will get through on LeBlanc, and Romano will get through here as well. Round the outside and down the inside at the penultimate corner. So LeBlanc loses 3 places on this lap. I might be about to lose
Graham's
another one.
had a moment here. Now, we've seen Graham in the wars a little bit, but Graham's a little lonely here at the track. I think it's a little bit of a lonely off-track moment again there for Graham. But I would say hi to Graham, of course. Oof.
Oh!
Very lucky not
He got wiped out.
Oh, there's Morgan, I think, coming past as well.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, Morgan got lucky. Got the lucky end of the stick on that one and didn't get collected. Look at this action.
Ronenberg. Yeah, just got pushed out very wide, did Ronenberg there, as De Vries, Romano and Hannigan all get through. Hannigan pushed so deep into the corner to get through that Romano has gotten through on him now. So they're all bearing down on Tucker with 7 minutes to go to try and take the win away.
Yeah, but Tucker's so much up the road, isn't it? It's a real battle for that P3 position more than anything. Unless Jay DeFerris makes any mistakes, which is very, very possible here. as we've seen.
Romano's so close to him at the moment. He's down the inside, even into the final corner here is Romano. Oh no, not quite.
No.
Ronenberg certainly down the inside of LeBlanc. There's Romano. Pressure from Hannigan. And a mistake from Tucker because he's being caught now by everybody. It's all very close for the win at the moment.
Welcome along to the beer party. Oh!
Oh,
That's turning in, and there's
what a mess. What a mess that is. Goodness me.
Oh, that's just about anybody and everybody that's behind that action.
Was it Klein who just did a gymnastics somersault almost over the grass bank?
Could very well have been. Mate, that has definitely changed the shape of the order here. As Jay
Oh,
got
goodness,
past.
and look at this. Jay De Vries is through into first ahead of Austin Tucker with 6 minutes to go. And that looked pretty hard fought by the looks of things.
He got the job done. As Daniel Ricciardo would say, licked a step and said it.
He might well have done that. Down the inside for Hannigan, he's through now. I expect Romano to get through as well. I can't believe my prediction is going to come true here.
Replay for the battle of lead here. Oh yeah, he went too
Tucker
deep.
made a mistake.
Yep, there it is. Almost gave. It did give Chris the opportunity, right? Because Chris is P2 now.
Yeah, so it eventually gave Hannigan, it eventually gave Chris the opportunity to get through. And, oh no, whoa, it did briefly, and now Hannigan's down to 5th place.
That's true.
Here's Ronenberg again, down the inside of Tucker. Can't quite do it.
Lincoln, you missed the action here. Especially now, 4
He's
minutes.
55 bars gone, by the way.
Just under shy of 5 minutes to go.
It looks like it's going to be a race between De Vries and Romano. Between 1 and 2. As
Oh,
Tucker
Tucker's
has to
got in
come
pit
in.
road. You're right.
Can't make it.
Tucker goes in. Yeah, is he the only one? There's a car parked at that down there. I told you that this other driver's going to sit there and park and have a beer and just say, hey, I'm cool to watch the rest of the race here from the best seats in town.
Well, I suppose you get another point for having another beer, so...
This is going to be interesting around here as well. Further back in the field. Going it out for maybe a top 10, depending on the action. You know, anything can happen here in the beer league. Does happen, will happen. Chris Flick's been in the wars a few times, but definitely battling it out there with Brooks in the Wendy's machine. Further back, of course, Tyler. Carlton, he's been in the mix, but further back we might have to just see the action that there is still going. Anything goes
for
here.
11th place. And there's Ronenberg into the pit lane as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Anybody trying to one-stop here, I don't think he's going to make it, based on what we're seeing here. And there's Clayton into the pit lane as well.
Too. Yep.
I can't understand why these drivers didn't just do this in the safety car, to be honest with you.
Maybe too many brews, mate. Losing the concentration. They're also having fun. You know, believe it or not, in the Discord, if you want to do it, if you join this fantastic league, by all means, sign up, hang out with the blokes there, and have some great racing, some fun racing. Take your mind off, you know, the stresses of real league racing that you get sometimes.
In real life.
Just have some fun in real life, exactly. So, yeah, and sometimes, you know, they're all in the chat, believe it or not, mate. Most of them are all in the same Discord at the same time. Imagine how you can't be racing serious sometimes, can you, when everybody's chatting in your ear? Some people could do it, some people can't.
Well, you can imagine it's absolute chaos in there at the moment, can't you? Here right now. As, you know, side by side for the lead. De Vries holding off Romano, who started down in 32nd position. He's going to go for the over and under.
Keep it on the track more than anything.
Vries goes off, and yet Romano completes his run to the front of the field.
Just like that. And so you're not safe in this race at all in the beer league until you see Barney and the checker flag. That's the only time you're safe. You don't run out of fuel as
He's got
well.
2 more laps. He's got 2 more laps to do, and then he'll be victorious. 31 positions gained. Fantastic drive.
Yeah, they make the challenge hard for themselves, don't they? But they get it done. It's always luck of the draw too, mate. There could be a massive pile-up, couldn't there, in one of those corners, and you've got nowhere to go.
De Vries is fighting for my honour here because I predicted him to get a podium, and he's making sure that doesn't happen, or does happen. We'll see. We'll see which one it turns out to be. In towards turn 1, he's doing me proud at the moment.
Yeah.
For now.
Get a commentator fan out there.
Well, only because that makes me right, really. That's the only reason.
Well, this is not going to work.
Oh no!
I was just looking at this going 3-1. All right. Take your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, somebody will win out of a 3-1, and probably 2 won't.
Yeah, it's more likely that two will lose out really than 1 wins. To be fair, but there we are. Depends how you look at it, I suppose. Ronenberg actually just in the background. You can see this battle. 13th place after that late pit stop. Took her down in 17th.
Yeah, look at that. Man that was leading
Oh, LeBlanc
up.
has to come in. And Mado.
Oh, yes, you're right.
And Vice.
So,
Loads of pit stops on this last lap.
who's this
So
gonna
people
hand it to?
needing 1 more lap of fuel, yeah.
I thought that you would probably want to stay out there and see if you can get one of your buddies to push you across the line.
Maybe.
Because you are in the
Cost a lot of
last lap
points.
now, and there's the man leading. Is it the last lap?
It is, yes.
Yes.
It will be the last lap. Oh, somebody's off in front
Yeah.
of Giovanni Romano here. Really struggling to keep control of the car now. But, yeah, what a drive it's been from Giovanni Romano to come all the way from 32nd. Made sure that he finished... Oh, dear. Made sure he avoids some of these cars
Could
as
be
well.
a
but
teammate out there trying to do something about that, but nah, he's got the gap.
he has done. Yeah, made sure he finished low in the heat to give himself a bad starting position so he could start in 32nd
Keep
position.
an eye on the 31 machine sitting around there somewhere. I think at the pit lane entrance, just hanging out there. Here we go. Ewan.
Yeah, Giovanni Romano takes the 3rd round of the B League. And what a fantastic drive as well. 31 positions gained. He'll celebrate in the tree with everyone else, you'd imagine. Hannigan and De Vries joining him on the podium by quite some distance to the rest. James Hardwick leading them across in 4th.
It's very hard to see everybody do their tricks.
Oh well, Ronenberg not electing for that treat. Oh, instead,
I can see everybody.
they're all
from
racing to the bottom of the...
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it in the top right of your screen.
You can't really, unfortunately, because they basically destroy the cars so quickly that they get DNF'd from the session, but they run across the line, so it doesn't really matter.
It's when you end up in unauthorised points of the circuit, Harrison just lobs you back into pit lane, whether you like it or not.
Is that
Oh,
crabbing?
here we go.
Or is that crabbing?
No, it's...
Oh,
lack of
he's going to
fuel.
push.
Yeah.
Come on, get in there. Good to see. Good to see. Drivers working
Make
together
sure.
here. Get him across the line,
Yeah.
mate.
We even had mid-race pushing, by the way, if you remember.
Yeah, that's right. So it will help
Help out.
out Brooks. I'm not quite sure who the driver is helping out Brooks, but good on you.
Is it not our Jurix car?
See, everybody's already crossed the line there, so could be.
I think it's Graham Jordan, isn't it?
No, Graham. Yeah, I think it was Graham Jordan. Good on you, Graham. Was it
Was
Graham?
indeed.
Yeah, there you go. Graham, good job. That's sportsmanship
Yeah,
of the day.
27th.
Not the only
Yeah.
one, of course, that's done that today, but
No.
feature race results, my friend. I'll pull them up for you now.
Yeah, let's take a look and just marvel at Giovanni Romano because that was a fantastic drive from him. He holds off Chris Hannigan to the line. Jay De Vries inside the top 3. James Hardwick with quite some distance back to the rest. Christopher Flick was up and down all day, but ends up inside the top 5 with Ken Ray. And that's great for the team's champ standings, by the way, as the Diabetes have 3 cars inside the top 6. Sports with 7th and 8th, DePuce and Ronenberg. Then it was Josh Kuhn and Corey Barrett inside the top 10. Blaine Rizaki in 11th, head of Brian LeBlanc. Tom Badol 13th, head of Adam Klein. Austin Tucker down in 15th with that late pit stop. Jeremy Castro and Dustin Gervais, 16th and 17th. In the 18th position, it was Dustin Verlinger in the Burger King car, then Jason Murray. Tyler Carlton with a late pit stop down in 20th, and Brooks Clayton, who got pushed over the line, as we just saw. Alex Cufford needed to be pushed towards a pit stop earlier on. He still finished a lap down. Jason Lee in 23rd have Chase Ellis and Morgan Otto, who got caught in everyone's incident that wasn't his own. Rodney Flores down in 26th, but have Graham Jordan, who did the pushing over the line there in 27th. Tanner Klein, 28th. And Zach Garrow, Joshua Keefe inside the top 30. Carl Smith, 31st. Josh Freed, Nathan Cookingham, and Alex Duarte, the 34 drivers in that one. Most of them getting towards the line. I think about 29, 30 of them getting actually cross the line.
Brilliant. To get through that as well, my friend.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, those are some of the replays and some of the moments. We shall get some of the drivers in for a bit of a yarn, of course, about the beer leg. It's all a bit of fun, and see how if they could speak correctly or not, or they're a bit blah in my words. I'm tumbling them. I'm not quite sure. Who would you like to bring in?
I wouldn't imagine the podium drivers are struggling.
Yep, you get the honours, my friend, of opening up the casting box there. Who would you like to bring in?
I guess it makes sense to bring in the race winner, Giovanni Romano. Welcome, Giovanni. Good to have you here. How was that race for you? How is it starting from the back of the field all the time, by the way? Because I know you do this often, and this time it's worked out very well for you. How do you find it?
I really enjoy the chaos, which is why I do it. It's just super fun, and the battles are a lot of fun, and avoiding the wrecks is a lot of fun. It opens up some opportunities for alternative strategy, what they like. It's just in general, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it is enjoyable to watch as well, by the way. I think something that puzzled us, though, was the fact that you took 3 pit stops throughout that race, which is highly unusual. Most of them were in that first safety car. Were you just topping off on fuel, I guess, to make it to the end? What was happening there?
So what happened is when I went to come in for my first pit stop, the caution literally came out like when I was like a foot away from the pit entry cones. So when that happens, it immediately closes pit lane. It doesn't care if you're like you have no choice and you're stuck. Like it just closes pit lane. So I got a black. It automatically gives you a black flag for entering a closed pit, which is like you go to the end of the longest line basically. So I just kept topping off during the yellow because I was already last anyways, and figured, hey, I'll take some more fuel. And it ended up making the difference at the end because I finished with less than a lap of fuel in the car. So that little extra bit I put in to top off was the difference.
Yeah, certainly did help you. Congratulations, Giovanni, from us here in the broadcast booth, and thanks very much for chatting to us.
Thanks, guys, and I'm gonna go pee now.
I was wondering about this earlier on.
Real quick before you go, Giovanni. That's one question that Ewan had there, mate. Like, what do you do if you're drinking a lot during a race there? Like, you surely have to go to the bathroom a little bit more. Is that?
Well, the real champions just hold it. But if you really need to, you can always, I've done it before. You just use one of those safety cars as an opportunity you pull it into the pits and you take a quick run to the bathroom and you don't lose a lap.
That's a quick pit stop, all right, mate? So GG's on that one. All right, well done. Thank you very much. 31 positions gained. A race winner for round 3.
Thanks, guys.
We'll let him go, Pete.
Thanks very much. Well, we've got some answers, or I've got some answers, because I can tell you I would not be able to do it in terms of holding it. He says just hold it. I couldn't do that.
Let's bring, exactly. Let's bring in Jay, finishing in P3, because we can wrap it up, obviously, with Chris as the league admin owner there. So, you reckon we'll bring Jake in? Jake?
Yeah. Jay, welcome to the booth. Good to have you here. Inside the top 3. How did you find your evening?
Sweaty. It was. I didn't have any blockers. I didn't have any excuses. Everybody that was fast was up front, and man, Gio was just all over my mirrors. I did everything I could to hold him back, and I just plain flat ran out of talent in turn 1. But it was it was a good race. It definitely track doesn't seem to give you any breaks anywhere.
Now, what experience did you have with this circuit beforehand? Because I've got to say I didn't actually know it existed. I didn't know, well, not on Irish in any way, that you could just take this early hairpin and sort of cut out that bigger sort of hairpin down at the bottom of the circuit. How much experience have you had with this circuit before tonight?
I hopped into practice today. I got about 100 meters past the cones for turn 1 and realized that I was supposed to turn back there. And then we figured it out in practice and threw a pretty poor qualifying lap down, and just kind of had to work through from there. So yeah, no real experience. I didn't realize that it had that layout either, and it was understeer central out there.
I'm glad you didn't figure that out in the first lap of the race. I've got to say, because that would have been an experience. In terms of the future, are we going to be seeing you next week out here again? Obviously, we don't know where we're going to be or many things about it, but we're going to be seeing you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to be out here, as much as I can, and hopefully end up here on the broadcast as much as I can. The top 3 is definitely the goal.
Absolutely, great to have you here, Jay. Congratulations and thanks for chatting to us.
Yeah, Jay, real quick, Dad, anybody you want to shout out, mate, before we let you go?
Shout out to Team High Spirits. Once again, like I said, it looked like we had a pretty decent finish. Once again, shout out to the people that do this league. Shout out to my wife who lets me come down here and race pretend race cars in the evening. And other than that, I just got to go pee.
Another one needs to
Everyone
go
says
pee.
it.
Jay, were you drinking the old JD for the 37 machine that you're in?
Oh, I was not, purely because of logistics of being able to keep hydrated during the race. So it was actually a Blue Mountain kind of night.
Oh. You could do a little splash of JD and a ton of water. That's the best way to hydrate. But it's fine.
That's how I'll go celebrate now.
All right. Well, first of all the drivers don't need to pee. So yeah, definitely go to that. GG's, Jay. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. JP's their third place. What? It's remarkable, isn't it? We'll see if Chris Hannigan needs to pee as well.
Yeah. Well, Holding has probably been needing a while. Let's get Chris in here.
Yeah, let's have a chat with Chris now. Chris, welcome to the booth. Good to have you here as well. A couple of seconds off the win, but second place, and you were up and down a little bit all day. I've got to say, you seem to be bouncing around a little bit inside that top 5. How was your evening?
That's the way beer league goes, man. You get up there, you get punted, or you go off on your own. You got to fight your way back up. Top 3 is good for me. Just trying to be consistent, get back to top of the championship, and just consistent finishes is what you really got to try to do, right? I mean, you got to play a long game. So I wasn't really going for the win. Once Gio got by, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to run him down. But I actually thought he was going to be short on fuel, so I wasn't trying to race him too hard. But he stretched it out and made it work. That's why he's good.
And do you need to pee?
You have to pee really bad, actually.
Every single one of the drivers have said that. So.
And you guys brought me in last. I'm like, oh God, I got to pee.
Does anybody not need to pee?
Dude, it depends how many beers you drank. How many beers did y'all drink tonight?
Honestly, go ahead, Ewan.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say none. Purely the logistics around my day tomorrow.
Yeah, it's early in the morning for him, mate. So he probably does.
Yeah, that is a difficulty. But next week, definitely.
Oh, really?
But,
really? You're promising it? So.
I'm not.
Could we have a casting beer off while we're doing it anyway?
You guys y'all kind of deserve it. You do so many races at such good quality. You should deserve a night where you come in, you have a beer, you relax, you call some good fun, and
Oh, but Chris, I got through about two, maybe 3 tonight, mate. Like, yeah, relatively light beerish or so. But if I go bathroom runs, I can't do bathroom runs, mate. When I'm same as you guys with drivers.
That's true. I didn't think about that, Biggles. That's true. You guys got to stay on point, or else you got to tell Ewan to hey, cover for me for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, if you guys would give us at least a couple of minutes of no action, then yeah, I could probably run to the bathroom. And
we got safety cars for you, but I don't. So it's funny. We had a guy in the league the first season. His wife would come in and drive for him under yellow, so he can go drink beers.
Wow, really? Well, that's a first here at the beer league. That's something.
That's great.
Yeah. So, but it was a good race, man. It was fun. I was up there for a little bit, try to get up and stay in the front. I think I lost a few spots into the first yellow flag because we had a few guys bunch up on the front straightaway. I couldn't, and a few guys came out of the pits ahead of us. But it is what it is. But P2's good. I ain't mad. I'm happy with that. Got some good points. Got some good beers, and Yeah, man, it's good stuff. Can't wait to go watch the broadcast.
So you can go off track there a little bit too in the replay of some moment because there's a bazillion
Hey,
of them.
you got to use the whole track as they give it to you. You know what I mean? Like, so the cool thing about these front wheel drives, you can just floor it, and it's just gonna, as long as you're kind of pointed the right direction, it'll keep going that direction. So, yeah, we were kind of exploring the track in practice, figuring out where we could run wide and if we had to. But we do have I don't know if you guys saw this, but we have an incident limit point in the rules. So if you get more than 20 incidents, you get docked 3 points in your standings. So as long as we're under that, then you can usually get away with a little bit of stuff. So
I think so today. I mean, we saw that it was relatively good. It was a couple of little moments at the back of the field there, stuff like that. But yeah, I'd have to say for the third round, that's been very, very good.
Yeah,
Mr. Otto unfortunately wasn't involved in every single incident. He was actually, he was just an unlucky party there.
Did he actually finish the race, or did he actually park and watch again?
No, I don't believe he finished.
He finished.
Anyway.
He finished? Okay.
But he got caught up in... None of the incidents were his fault.
Yeah, they weren't.
He just got caught up in everything.
Hey, that happens sometimes. I saw somebody parked on the outside of the last turn just watching for like the last 10 minutes.
And we got a shout out, I believe, to, was it Jordan, Graham Jordan, that pushed the car across the road, across the racing line that ran out of fuel? We saw that too, didn't we, Ewan, as well, in the in one of the sprint races.
Somebody did it during the race as the first safety car came out because someone had run out of fuel and not got to pit lane yet. And pit lane was closed, obviously.
That's the risk, right? If you wait until your car's about to be empty and they throw that yellow flag, then they close the pits for a lap, and then you're screwed. Yeah, so you can't. So that's why a lot of us will pit. I won't pit on the last lap. I'll pit like a lap ahead of that because if the yellow comes out, you've got to roll around at least one more time before you get back to the pits, or else you get an end of line black flag. So there's a little bit of gamesmanship in the pit strategy and kind of learning those quirks. We got a few new guys that joined this week, and they were in the chat, I guess struggling with some of that stuff. But and of course, there's also an iRacing bug. If you're actually in the pits when the yellow comes out, it puts you at the back of the pack for some reason. So that's another thing we contend with. But that's all part of the rolling the dice here, man. You never know what you're going to get. So sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it don't.
Excellent, Chris. We'll give you a little bit of a last-minute shout-out before you can go run in the bathroom, mate. Anything you want to talk about next week, of course, and anything else?
Next week, so funny thing about our league, we're totally a meme league. Everybody's having a great time, right? So the season champion picks a track to put into the wheel. I don't know if you guys talked about the wheel, but we have a wheel that we spin that does everything. Racetrack, we have all that stuff. So the champion, which was me last year, thank you. But we got to pick I picked Sonoma. So we're running Sonoma next week. We know that. We do Sonoma in week 4, we do Long Beach week 8. And then the championship team picks the car, so they did the TCRs this season. So looking forward to Sonoma. It's one of my favorite tracks to run with the elevation and everything. So looking forward to that. Shout out to anybody who's watching the stream and you guys for doing an awesome job. Like I said, can't wait to go back and watch it.
You've heard it from the boss man himself. So GG's in that one, and GG's on your race position to a finishing.
Thanks, guys.
Second there
I'm going to go pee now. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, Ewan, glad to be in the box with you, my friend. Thanks for everybody for watching, of course, and the boss man's in there just checking up on us too there, mate. So I hope we did a good job there for James. Ewan, would you like to wrap it up, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was a nice. Well, I don't know if James approves of our idea of joining in next week, but anyway, that's a discussion to have for another time. But yeah, it's been fantastic to be here for my first time on the Beer League. Very much enjoyed it. Looking forward to being here next week. As Chris said, there'll be deciding all of the formats and the tracks and all this kind of thing in the week, and we'll be coming to you next week from wherever we are. And looking forward to another night of racing. But for now, that's going to do us here on the JPB YouTube channel. Thanks very much to everybody who has been tuned in here tonight for this broadcast. I've been Ewan O'Leary alongside Dean Biggles for this evening. And until we see you next week for another edition of the Beer League, it's goodbye for now.